Well, Coach Johnson, tell us about your defensive tackles. What have you liked so far?
Again, their effort's been good. Their attitude's been great. They know it's a lot of competition in the room, which is a good thing. And so guys, they're competing to get better each day, which is the goal. And when we turn the film on, we'll see who gets to play. Based on production, they know all of that stuff, and in terms of what it takes to get on the field. So it's up to those guys to put it on film that they can do it, and they ultimately decide.
And you have more bodies to rotate in there this year, correct?
Yes, a lot of bodies, man. At least 6, and we'll even pull from the edge guys as well to fill spots too. So again, at least 3, 6, about a good 7, 8 guys that'll be in the rotation or in the mix for playing time for the inside spots.
Aside from Lorenzo, you starting to get some of those guys back healthy again?
Yes, they are. Jeff is back. He's been out for a few days. Giovanni's been out, so he's back. So it's good to have those 2 guys back in the mix. And you can tell they got fresh legs. They're running around, but it's good to have those 2 guys back. And again, the young guys are doing well too. So really, everybody's back except for Lorenzo right now. So again, they've been practicing well.
Have you been told when he will return, or if he will return before the first game?
Selfishly, I'd love to have him back for the first game, but really it's up to the training staff and those guys to, they'll figure all that stuff out, man. So I'm gonna get these guys ready to go, and if he's ready, we'll throw him in there.
Without him, what do you need other guys to do to make up for his loss?
Well, wow, we have to be stout against the run. We got to stop the run. That's one of our mantras on defense is that we're going to stop the run, and obviously having Lorenzo in there in the middle helps with that big time. But so guys like Watts and Jeff and Steve Fichot and Lawrence, those guys have to fill his shoes. So now whether that's 1 guy or 3 guys, that remains to be seen. But those guys have to take pride in knowing that we can't give up runs or big chunk runs through the interior of our defense.
Who are the better pass rushers inside?
The better rushers, huh? Okay, well, gosh, they've all improved. Watts at the nose is doing a good job. We've pulled Branson Dean from the edge. We'll use him inside a little bit. He has really good quickness inside, and today you saw Jeff. Jeff was inside today. So I got a handful of guys, man, that I can throw in there and feel good about in terms of rushing the passer.
Do you think Stephen Fichot is going to play this year?
Again, he's doing well, and you never know. He's a big, strong body. I think he's hovering somewhere around 295. And he's 6 whatever. He's a big old rascal, man. Broad chest, and he's got some toughness to him too. So I like Steve, and he's doing well. He's progressing well. So again, but ultimately he based on what he does out here, through the next week and a half, will ultimately determine whether or not he plays. But he's doing well though. He really is. And plus, too, we have the luxury we can play guys now for a couple of games before they have to redshirt.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So we may be able to throw him in early and see what he can do and see if he can help us. Yeah.
With Branson Dean, what about him allows you to move him inside? What strengths does he bring there?
Well, he's almost 270. And he has extreme. He's really quick. He has great weight room numbers, so he's strong. I know he's like a 600-pound squatter and a 430, whatever. I think it's mid 4s on his bench press, and he's got great clean numbers. So he's a powerful guy. At 6, he's probably 6 feet, 6'1", maybe at best. He reminds me a lot of Jalen from a couple years ago in terms of build and power. Mm-hmm. But I think Branson has a little bit more quickness, a little more quick twitch than what Jalen had, but very similar player. Obviously, Branson's young, but Branson has the ability to play inside and outside, which is a huge plus for us. And he'll give us what we need on third downs to help us with pass rush, because that's really what we've been using him.
Okay.
Do any other ends slide inside like him?
Well, occasionally we'll use Kai and occasionally we'll use George. You'll see those guys line up inside a little bit, because again, those guys, George is strong, and it's weird, but he has a way. He's got some slipperiness to him. He's not sticky. And so to match him up against the guard obviously will help us. And again, Kai's a strong kid that's an older guy that's got some strength and power. So any of those guys you can see inside, but particularly Branson more so than the others because, again, he's 270 plus and has some other attributes that'll help us.